Get your popcorn ready. It's another SEC West showdown, and for the second week in a row, it's on the road. Number 9 Alabama takes on 11th ranked 8-1 Ole Miss. It should be a good one in Oxford, as Alabama and Ole Miss are squaring off with both teams in the top 10 in one of the two major polls for the first time since 1964. The Crimson Tide have won 6 in a row over the Rebels and is 11-3 all-time in Oxford. In the last meeting between the two schools, Alabama defeated Ole Miss 42-21 in Bryant-Denny. The Tide's last trip to Oxford was an offensive explosion with 111 combined points as Alabama defeated Ole Miss 63-48. Former Alabama offensive coordinator Lane Kiffin is in his 3rd season as head coach of the Rebels. During that time, Kiffin has a 23-9 record as head coach and had the Rebels ranked as high as 7th in the nation this season. Kiffin is 0-3 all-time against Alabama, the first loss coming as head coach of Tennessee in 2009, and is 0-2 against Coach Saban and the Tide as the head coach at Ole Miss. The Rebels' only blemish on their record this season is a 45-20 loss to LSU in Week 8. Ole Miss bounced back from that loss to defeat Texas A&M 31-28 the following week. As you would imagine, under Coach Kiffin, the Rebels' strength is their offense. The Rebels have been a fast, up-tempo offense this season. Ole Miss is 3rd in the nation, averaging a play every 20.7 seconds. While they've been fast, they've also been one of the best in the nation in rushing. The Rebels lead the SEC and is 3rd in the nation with 267 rushing yards per game, and are also 4th in the nation with 27 rushing touchdowns. Leading the Rebels' rushing attack is a freshman from Pike Road, Alabama, Quinshon Judkins. He's the fastest freshman to 1,000 yards since Emmitt Smith in 1987. Judkins is 2nd in the SEC and 12th in the nation with 1,036 yards on the season, and tops in the conference and 5th nationally with 13 rushing touchdowns. In his last game against Texas A&M, Judkins ran for a career-high 205 yards on 34 carries with a touchdown. The Rebels have a 1-2 punch with Judkins and Zach Evans. Evans is 3rd in the SEC, averaging over 6 yards per carry with 680 yards and 7 touchdowns. USC transfer Jackson Dart is in his first year at quarterback for the Rebels. Under Kiffin, Dart leads the SEC in yards per pass completion at over 14 yards. Dart was 13 of 20 for 235 yards and 3 touchdowns in his last game, a win over Texas A&M. Dart's favorite target has been senior wideout Jonathan Mingo. Mingo ranks 2nd in the SEC with 664 receiving yards and has 4 touchdowns on the year. His 247 yards against Vanderbilt is the top single-game receiving yards total in the nation this season. Ole Miss's offensive line versus the Tide's front 7 will be a matchup to watch. The Rebels have allowed just 7 sacks this season, the 4th fewest in the nation, while the Crimson Tide lead the SEC with 29 sacks. Kickoff is scheduled for 2:30 in Vaught Hemingway Stadium. The game will be broadcast live on CBS. Reporting from the Crimson Tide Production Studio inside Bryant-Denny Stadium, I'm Christopher England with Tide TV.